Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. It's me, Ari Dossett from Cover Sheet. I'm an anthropologist and sociologist. One question to you all. Can you all hear me clearly? Please answer me in the live chat. Thank you very much. And for all that are here, please participate in the live chat. Thank you very much. Unless you're driving a car, please, in that case, just listen to the audio, but pay attention to the road around you. Thank you. I don't want you to catch yourself with other skills on the road while listening to my live. So if you're listening to this live while you're on the road, pay attention to the road, please. Just listen to the audio. But if you're not driving a car and you can, just please participate in the live chat. Thank you very much. Okay, Maria can hear me clearly. Can the rest hear me clearly too? Let me know in the live chat, please. Sometimes you have to restart your browser if it's a bit low. See, Anania is still here. Glad you're Anania. Also happy here, Maria Garcia. Can all of you hear me clearly? Okay, that's good. Well, okay, Joanne also confirms she can hear me clearly. Okay, let me continue with the live. Let go of dead relatives and toxic investments. I'm going to read you two portions of scripture now. Okay? I want to share my screen. Hold on. Okay, wait. By the way, can you all see the screen that I'm sharing? Let me know. I want to make sure you can see it because sometimes StreamYard tends to malfunction. Can you all see the screen? Let me know, please. Let me check this live also on my phone. Okay, you can all see the screen. Okay, that is good. Okay. Now let me read. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 4 till 10. One quick explanation. Ecclesiastes was a memoir written by King Solomon in his old age, right before he passed away. He was actually reflecting back on his earthly life, and my goodness, Solomon was a bitter pagan man. He abandoned the wisdom of God and began to worship evil spirits. He married over 700 women, had 300 concubines with him, 1,000 women. Most of them were witches. He built temples to pagan gods for them, where they were sacrificing children. My goodness, Solomon was a big failure. All right? And he had, man, this guy could not stand women. The book of Ecclesiastes will reveal unto you that he really couldn't stand women. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't have been banging over 1,000 witches, but anyway, that was Solomon. And by the way, Jesus never praised Solomon by name when he was doing his ministry. That should also tell you something. David was a man of God, despite his errors, including the error made with Bathsheba. He was still a man of God's heart. Solomon was not. Okay, Solomon followed the witchy ways of his witch mom, Bathsheba. Yes, Bathsheba was a witch, a gold-digging witch that set David up. But anyway, let's go back to what Solomon has written down over here, because some of the things Solomon wrote down in his memoir they're good, but some of them go too far. But okay, let's read. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 4 to verse 10. For to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. You know what? Let me do the New King James Version for once. I don't mind reading the old-fashioned English, but I just feel like the New King James Version will be better. Okay, here it is. But for him who is joined to all the living, there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing, and they have no more reward. For the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love, their hatred, and their envy have now perished. Nevermore will they have a share in anything done under the sun. Go, eat your bread with joy, and drink your wine with a merry heart, for God has already accepted your works. Let your garments always be white, and let your head lack no oil. Live joyfully with the wife whom you love all the days of your vain life. Here you have it. His bitter view on life comes here anyway, which he, as God, has given you under the sun, all your days of vanity. Solomon actually saw life as useless. But that's because of his dark mindset. Life itself is not useless, but that's Solomon's mindset. For that is your portion in life, and in the labor which you perform under the sun. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. For there is no work or device or knowledge or wisdom in the grave where you are going. All right? Let me explain this. A living dog is better than that lion. A lion is symbolic for strength, youth, and honor. A dog is symbolic for shame, waste, sexual immorality. So, what Solomon is saying is that someone, a human being, that's in a bad condition, that's alive, still has hope to become better. But the honorable human being that passed away, there's no more use for them. But listen here, the dead know nothing, and they have no more reward. Reward means something to look forward to. For the memory of them is forgotten. They will never more will they have a share in anything done under the sun. Now understand, this is Solomon's realistic perspective, what goes on. This does not include the resurrection of the dead, what happens when Christ comes back at the end of human history. But till Christ comes back, this is how it is. Though they pass away, they're gone. There's no more alarm waking them up in the morning to go to work. There's no more salary at the end of the month. There's no more birthdays, celebrating Christmas. There's no more vacations. There are no more meet new people, networking, none of that. They can't have any influence on the earth anymore. Now, someone can live life and then pass away, and the life we've lived now have an echo in the rest of human history. That can happen, but the moment you give your last breath, you are out. And I'm going to show something on the whiteboard right now. So let me start the screen sharing. Hold on. Oh, wait, let me go over here. And let me, okay. So, okay, this is how it goes. You are a human being. Your dad, which is your earthly father, he carried the spermatosis. And in it, you had spirit matter. And the feminine spirit matter or masculine spirit matter. Okay? The spermatosis with the spirit matter reaches the egg cell. In reality is much bigger, gets fertilized, and that is conception. Okay? So by the moment conception happens, it's already a human being. Either male or female. Whether you're male or female depends on the spirit matter that's in there. One testicle brings forth feminine seeds with feminine spirit matter, and the other ones brings forth seeds with masculine spirit matter. And I'm not sure about the following, but you can ask a biologist about this. The spermatosis that brings forth boys tends to swim faster than the one that brings forth girls. Maybe it's later on, but anyway, this is how it goes. The spirit matter turns to a human being. From that point on, you are alive. And then it takes 9 months. You grow 9 months into the belly of your mom, and then you are born. This is you, this was you, the little baby, with your baby energy field. Over here. You get me? Now, you grow up into adulthood. And remember, you are a spirit being with a physical extension. Your physical extension, your physical body was grown into your mother in those 9 months. You, the spirit being, you came out of the spirit matter that came alive. The spirit matter becomes alive at conception. That's when you begin. You get me? Once you begin, you exist forever. So the moment conception happens, a new human being is there forever. You know what I mean? Whether it's male or female. It takes 9 months for the physical extension is the body to develop. Then you're born, spirit being with a physical extension, human body. The day you pass away, this is what happens. Hold on. Let's say this is you, okay? You see it. It's your energy field. Let's say you're a man. I'm using a male example. It's your sex drive, your life source. The moment you pass away, this is what happens. The you is your human body. It's a corpse now. It's about to rot, and you descend down into Sheol. Hold on. Sheol is God's archive of souls. Okay? The moment you detach from a human body, you're inactive. So that's a sleep state of complete inactivity. You know what I mean? The body decomposes. So either people cremate the body, which I don't support, or they bury the body, or the body rots away somewhere in nature if you were killed or whatever. That's what happens. The body got from your mom, that grew. It took 9 months for the body to grow. You operate in the body, and once the body expires, you are in Sheol. Saved or damned, doesn't matter. Whether you're saved or you're damned, you're in Sheol. And when Christ comes back, hold on. If you're brave, so what's going to happen? Christ, in his full power, will appear above with the heavenly host. He will appear with a loud shout, with a very, this one doesn't work anymore, so this one needs to go. With a very loud shout, he will command all those in Sheol to stand up. And first, those who are safe will rise up. At the surface, they'll either join their old bodies, but in a renewed immortal state, or a new body will form out of the dust. But they're like immortal bodies, men and women, in a young state. Then, those who are saved, those who are damned. And secondly, the damned are going to rise too. Okay? So everyone who passes away, no matter your age, whether you're saved or unsaved, you are inactive once you pass away. And it's when Christ appears in his full power and with a loud shout, because Christ is coming back in a joyful, happy mood. He's coming down with big noise. He's not coming back looking angry, ready to hit people, like some people in church tell you. When Christ comes back, it's going to be in full happiness. He'll be happy, singing, shouting. He'll give a great, joyful shout, and all the dead will rise. Till then, everyone passed away is inactive. They can't hear you, they can't talk to you, none of that. So that means, hold on. All right, that's good. That means that all these fortune tellers who are telling you that your deceased grandma is watching over you or whatever, they're lying to you. Every human being whose body expires, they're in the archive of souls beneath the ground, in the earth. That's where they are. And only God himself has access this archive. No angelic being can access this archive. Neither fallen angels nor holy angels can access archive. Now, angelic beings can access the ether. They record everything that happened on earth since Adam and Eve, but they cannot access God's archive. Only God can. So the Heavenly Father will call out everyone from this archive to come out. First, those who are saved, then those who are dead. So, understand this. When someone's body expires, they're no more here. Their role in the here and now has played out. Okay? If someone goes to prison, you may visit them from time to time in prison if they serve a life sentence, or they may be released from prison. But listen, when someone passes away, it's over. Okay? So we all have a role to play out in the here and now. Some human beings, most human beings have a common destiny that's just to serve God and be a joyful reflection in the community. And then you have some human beings who have what they call a star. A star simply means you have a special mark in your energy field because God has a specific role for you to play that only you can play. Well, play only you can fulfill, I mean. Think about Moses. Think about David. Think about the prophet Elijah. Think about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those were people with stars. Someone with a star simply means a human being with a special assignment of God. Most human beings only have common destinies. Just be a joyful reflection of the Heavenly Father in the earth. That's all they have. Some people have a special assignment by the Heavenly Father. The thing is, just like at conception, you're either male or female, the energy field that's developed is also either male or female. So if someone, I need to explain this very well to you. Human beings are all sexual beings, okay? Most human beings, let me say this, women have urges, men have drives when it comes to sex, okay? Most men have a common sex drive. Some men have a high sex drive. That's a high spark that God has put inside of them. Then you have women with common sexual urges and women with high urges. Now, all women, whether high urge or low urge, are only meant to be with one man at a time. That's natural. When it comes to men, men are built differently. God has built certain men with a high sex drive who are able to handle more than one female long term. You can see some of them in the Old Testament too. But not every man or with a high sex drive or any woman with high urge automatically has a star. A star simply means you have a special assignment by God before you were born. So when they talk about someone is stealing your star. They don't just talk about people stealing, so witches and wizards and warlocks stealing your star. You can't steal anyone's star if they have any. You can only hinder someone who has a star. The star is simply symbolic for they have a special mark on them because of a special destiny. Evil spirits can see this often. Some, not always, but often can see it. It's common people who can't. Now, someone with a special assignment, someone with a star, they'll face far more difficulty than any common human being. Why? Because demons want to stop them. The world system wants to stop them. Everyone wants to stop them. People with common destinies, you can easily sabotage them or hinder them, or even or shut down their destiny. That's a common destiny. But those with a special destiny, you can't shut it down, you can only hinder it. So all of us here, whether you're just a common human being with a common destiny, or whether you're a human being with low with high urges or high drives sexually, or whether you're actually one with a star with special assignments, we all have our destinies to operate in right now. We all have our roles to fulfill now. You know what I mean? If you pass away without fulfilling your role, you leave unfinished business. Unfinished business will lead to trauma and dysfunction for the next generation. Why? Because when you don't fulfill your part, that means that there is a loss somewhere. But here's the thing, even with common destinies, if one fails, the other can compensate for it. Because it's just common destinies. But someone with a special destiny, because they have a star, they cannot be shut down, only be hindered. But even if hindered, can cause damage. You know what I mean? So if God intended for you to be a community leader at age 22, but you become a community leader at age 50, that's still almost 30 years that community missed out on your leadership, in which a lot of damage happened. You know what I mean? So, all right. Do you guys understand this about destinies, or should I put it on the whiteboard? Let me know. Do you understand what I just said about destinies, or do you want me to put it on the whiteboard? Let me know, please. Should I put it on the whiteboard? Let me know. Okay, I'm going to put it on the whiteboard. Hold on. Let me put this camera a little bit over here. Okay. This is the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, God Himself. In His full might, holding heaven and earth together. And we're all descendants of Adam. So this was Adam and his wife Eve, and they brought forth the human species. That's all of us. Okay? So you have men and women, all of it. From all human species throughout human history, you have, let's say 95% almost of the population, which has men with common sex drives, monogamous. I need to write it all down for you. Women. Okay. So you have here, my goodness, hold on. These are women with common sexual urges. Or introduce this one over here. Yes. Women with common sexual urges, and these are men with common sex drives. We say the monogamous men. And those have, write it down, common destinies. All right. Then, if this portion over here, it's like 5% of population. These are the people with high sparks. So these are the men with high sex drives, women with high urges, and from the 5%, around maybe you say half of them have a star, and 50% have what you call a star. All right. So, okay. And where's the blue? Is this the blue? Oh man, this one is broken. Hold on, you guys. We have this over here. And then you have, let's say, the reddish part over here. Okay, so go back at it a little bit. So from all the descendants of Adam, those were Adamite descendants of Adam, the overwhelming majority are like this. The blue people in blue over here. Just common men with common sex drives, or the monogamous men, which are the majority of all men that will ever exist, and women with common sexual urges. Just common women. Their destinies are common, just be a short reflection of God in the human community. That's it. The other 5%, very tiny minority of species, is divided into. Half of those, so 2.5% of them, are just people with high sparks. So these men can handle more women sexually long term. Doesn't mean that they should, but they are able to do that. They are the men who are actually spark to do more for the community, to drive the community also. And the women here are there to be on the forefront for other women. By the way, high urges doesn't mean you're a hoeing around. It simply means that your sexual spark is higher than the common female. Okay? That's what it means. These are often women that can be quote unquote on the lead when it comes to other females. And then you have 2.5% who are high sparks, but with a special destiny. We call them stars. Okay? So that's the human species. So God, the Heavenly Father decides what should become at conception. Whether you just belong to those with common destinies, or whether you belong to the 2.5% who are just high sparked, or you belong to the 2.5% who are high sparked with stars. God decides. He's Lord. He is our sex owner. He's Lord. Okay, so let us get through to you. Amen. Just look at it. I'm sorry, mic not be muffled. Just start your browser, please. So I haven't changed mics. And please keep to the subject, please. Thank you very much. Look, common does not mean you have to be an NPC like in the world, escape it all the time. It's not God's plan. Common simply means that your destiny is common. Okay? So if you would fail to be a good father and husband, other men can be good father and husband, and it balances it out. Simple as that. If you fail to be an honorable woman, other women can become honorable in your place. Doesn't mean it's okay for you to fail, but your destiny is common. If you belong to the green part, you are that means that you have high sparks, then you're not common, but you're not, you don't have the stars. You don't have a specific thing that you need to do. Okay? Moses had a star because he had a specific thing he had to do, liberating the Israelites. Okay? The common Israelite population was just the blue part. No, I know you don't mean it literally, but I just want to explain this to you, to the public also. Because when a lot of people think about common, think about society. I'm not talking about society over here. But understand this. We all have a role to play. Those that pass away, it's over. Okay? For example, when Christ delivers the Israelites out of Egypt, that generation did not make it to the promised land. They died in the desert. They died with unfinished business. So now the next generation should have done what the previous generation should have accomplished. The generation Moses lived out of Egypt, that should have been a generation that could in the promised land. But now the next generation has to put up with that. So again, if you don't fulfill your role, there's going to be a loss somewhere, and others have to deal with it. Simple as that. Okay? So, the human species can afford some people not reaching their common destiny. But the people with high sparks not reaching theirs, that's going to be a big trouble for the community, especially if you have a star, a specific assignment. Now, if you have a specific assignment, it will happen regardless of this, but it may be delayed by hinder. And that's one thing we need to be ahead of. Look, what I'm saying is, when someone passes away, it's over. If someone passes away, we should celebrate the fact that we're alive, whether we're good or bad doesn't matter. We must learn from their life, how they were shaped, what went wrong, what went well, so that we can document that and take learning from it to do better in the now. The lives of those who passed away should serve as motivation and less material for those who are alive. You know what I mean? But too often we want to imitate those who passed away. Now, if those who passed away had good behavior during a lifetime, you can be inspired by it. But you have to process the past, not live in the past, because you can't live in the past anyway. You know what I mean? We have to process the past so that we can be better today. So, understand this. When a human being passes away, the book is closed. The case is closed. According to that human being. Now, our cases are open to make sure we learn from the life of that human being, and where we can do better than that human being. That's what we should do. You should be doing far better than your ancestors. Simple as that. You shouldn't have to go through the same shit that your ancestors went through. Simple as that. All right? Now, the reason why, and by the way, I'm not a grieving expert. Absolutely not. Everyone needs to go to the grieving and mourning process when someone close to them passes away. Okay? My dad passed away last year, and I had to process also. Okay, so thank God he was a believer, not a liver, unfortunately, but he was a believer, so that's good. But anyway, we all need to grieve and go to the mourning. The problem is a lot of people get stuck in the grieving and mourning process. Why? This is why a lot of people get stuck in the grieving process. It is because they were never fully in the present to begin with. Now look, if you're stuck in the grieving process and you need therapy, go get therapy. Please do so. What I mean is, just if we read what's written in the Old Testament, even though the book of Ecclesiastes is a bitter book by Solomon, it still has some good knowledge in it. When you are alive, you know you're about to die. But you also know you're going to be resurrected by God at the end. But you know, before the resurrection, you will die. only those who are still alive when Jesus appears will not go through that. They will be transformed at the moment. Okay? But for those who are, we don't know when Christ will come back. So we don't know who will be alive when he appears. For those who are not there when he appears, you'll pass away. Whether it's just a few days between you passing away and Jesus coming back, or a few centuries, it doesn't matter. If you're not alive when Christ appears, you'll pass away. You'll have this pause of inactivity. Whether a few days pass by before Christ comes back, or a few thousand years, you don't even notice it. When you wake, next thing you know is that you hear Christ shouting, and you're awake again. But when you are alive now, you know that you need to do things now. You're motivated. There is no motivation of your past because you're inactive. So what we need to learn to do as believers is we need to be focused on today. Yes, we grieve, we mourn, we do that when those close to us or pass away. And we also grieve with others when collective tragedy happens. We should do that. Laugh with those who laugh and grieve and mourn with those who mourn. We should be doing that. But we must do it in a constructive way so that we remain active in the now. If your mom was hindered in life by jealous people and she passed away, that's a loss. Make sure you will end up like your mom, being hindered by jealous people. If your dad was hindered by a wrong way of thinking, make sure you exceed your father's way of thinking. We have to process the past. We shouldn't personalize the past, my past or their past, their past. We have to process the past objectively so that we can be constructive about it today. All right? So we all have a destiny. Whether you just have a common destiny, or you have a high spark, or whether you actually have a high spark with a star, I don't know. God decides. We all have a destiny, and we need to walk in it right now. That should be your motivation every day, that you have a destiny to fulfill. That should be enough motivation. If you spend 30 years of if let's say you're age 30 now, and most of your life you've been wasting and smoking weed all the time. If you begin to talk about your destiny all the time now, that's good. It means you want to be real. I heard a warlock complain one time, why are all these people talking about their destiny out of the blue? You never cared about your destiny in the past. We're smoking weed and that great shit. Don't talk about your destiny. Well, that's good. Let them talk about your destiny. Listen, God seldom tells you exactly what will happen in the future, because he wants you to learn to trust him while you walk in your destiny. Okay? So don't be so obsessed that you want to know all the future details. No, God will never tell you all the future details. He just wants you to trust him and just live life. All right? All right. Are there any questions about this topic of destinies? Ask them right now, please. Ask them. All right. I know you have questions. Just ask them, please. Thank you very much. All right. I'll just wait for a few more minutes. Oh, about toxic investments. I already explained toxic investments indirectly. Well, let me say it openly right now. A toxic investment is anytime you get involved with a situation, you should never be involved. If a situation is not in agreement with Christ, you should not be part of it. Anytime you want part of a situation that's not in agreement with Christ, that's a toxic investment. And toxic investment will lead to premature death. Most people in history die before their time because of toxic investments. So we shouldn't only process people that pass away. We should also leave behind toxic investments. All right. Let's say you can process it. The reason you think on process it because you're still investing in it. You can process it. So people with a star contractors for next entities. Listen, if you have a star, you get most of the shit of the world over you early on in life. Because the demons know you have a specific assignment. Demons don't know what assignment is, and demons want to delay the assignment to fulfill as much as possible. They know they can't stop it, but they want to delay it. By the way, star doesn't literally mean you have a star written in your energy. It means your energy has a special light marker on it. All right. Any more questions? How does I'm going to show you how a common individual, a high spark individual, and a star individual looks like. Okay, I'm going to draw it very quickly for you. 1 moment. So let me see. Okay. Let's talk about a common man over here. This common man. This one's the high spark. This one is the man with the star. Are the men? So are the women. So please bear with me. Let me finish this illustration. Don't mind the drawing, please. I'm just drawing very quickly. I'll check your questions very soon. Hold on. And this is the man with the star, so let me. Okay. So again, this is a feminine energy field. It's shaped like a grape. So masculine energy field like a sphere. One. Is the soul in the chest. Okay. The sex drive is a life force or life source of the man, and it's a blue flame. So let me draw it as a blue flame up here. With a common man, the blue flame is big around the torso area and gets smaller in the rest of the body. Okay? It's just a common monogamous man. This is how it looks like. I'm getting a bit closer. Hold on. Okay. I think I need to close down this light a little bit. Okay, it's better. A man with high spark goes like this. The whole energy field is filled with this blue flame. That's a big difference. And this is the guy with a star. See that? Now, women don't have this blue flame, they don't have a sex drive, they don't have urges. So the common woman has light urges. Okay? High urges, the layers are thicker. A woman with a star, urge are thick too, and they cleave all the way onto her. And the energy field kind of gives off a bit more. All right? Yeah, this is common. High spark, star. These are 95% of the population. 2.5% is again 2.5% of the population in general. Okay? Just look at this, please. Is this clear onto you? Let me know in the live chat. Okay. So understand, most human beings, men and women, are this. Monogamous males, they can only handle one woman sexually long term. That's all they can handle. If they try to be polygynous, they fail, they crash. So if that's you, buddy, don't try to be more than God made you. And women, all women, only meant to have one man sexually at a time. That's all women. The difference is women with high urges over here, they're in the lead in the female population. And from some with high urges, some have a star, specific mission by God. So a woman with a star is a high urge, high sparked woman with a special assignment. That's it. Men with high sex drives, they have more sexual flexibility because they're even built differently, as you can see here. And then you have men with high sex drives, high sparks, and you have men with high sex drives with an extra sex drive layer in them. That's the star. So it's easier to recognize men with a star than women with a star because women with high urges, star or no star, they're quite similar. Very hard to distinguish them. Often a woman with a star, her star becomes more obvious when she's around men like this. Okay? This one you can see when the man is a little baby, just come out of the mother's, you can see an edge field like that way. People with stars are people specially marked at conception with a specific mission by God that nobody can stop, but it can only be hindered by the growth. Any questions about what I just showed over there? Let me know, please. No question at all? Well, by the way, that father decides at conception what you are, so you can't change it during your lifetime, not possible. A man with a high spark can never become a common monogamous man. A man with a star can, he has a star, he has a special mission whether he wants to or not. There's nothing to choose, no nothing to ask for. You know what I mean? God decides what you are at conception. He's Lord, he owns us sexually. Okay, Lishane, just like you see on the whiteboard over here, if you have a star, your energy field as a man has two sex right layers in it instead of just only one. So, and then as a woman, your urges will be quite dense all around you. So, a woman that with a star, when she's born as a baby, people can't keep her eyes off the baby. Even as a little baby, she keeps getting all the attention. You know what I mean? Her neediness is overwhelming to everyone, even as a little baby. A guy that's born with a star as a baby, well, that baby will be all over the place in the sense that people will notice a baby, even when the baby is quiet. You know what I mean? Because the presence of the baby alone has a dominating effect. So a woman with a star during the teenage years, she'll be her sexuality will just come naturally and fluently. And it's like she magically just swings the opposite sex around her finger. It's not witchcraft, it's just the fact that she has this fluency. Men with a star, not only do they have high sex drive, but they are more dense in it also. So they're capable of understanding things much quicker and get things done quicker. They're more driven to do things also, even when they have setbacks. Whatever you are, God decides. If you belong to these over here, you're considered great, or this you consider small, the common. Doesn't matter you're great or small, Jesus is Lord. Okay? I don't think that a common man or a common woman cannot be great in character. It's nothing to do with greatness of character. It has to do with greatness of your function. Any human being can become great of character, okay? By doing God's will. I'm talking about greatness or smallness of function, okay? God decides He's Lord. It's all for His glory. Again, are there any more questions about this? Yes, exactly, Lishay. It's not a delusional sensation like some warlocks have. It's actual a deep-rooted urge for you that you have to get something done. They can't even sit still without getting something done. So if you are a common human being, you will not go through similar things as these other people over here do. So certain things that these people go through, you cannot relate to. At the other hand, if you belong to these people over here, there's certain things they go through that you can't relate to either. Okay? Not all human beings are made the same. We're all of equal worth before the Heavenly Father, because He's Lord, we're not. But we're not all completely homogeneously the same. Women are women, men are men. But in function, there are differences. Okay. Do you understand now why you have to let go of dead relatives? Because you have a mission, you have a destiny to fulfill right here. Grieve, be sad, mourn, process it, go to therapy, whatever you need. As long as you process the past, you can react in the present. Okay? Let those that pass away motivate you to achieve better in the now. All right? Because people pass away. You will also pass away one day. Everyone will pass away, unless those who witness Jesus appear in the sky. But overall, most people will pass away, including you, likely. So make sure that now you are alive, you fulfill your destiny. All right? One last time, are there any questions? I'll wait for 1 minute. If I get no questions in the live chat, I'll close down the live stream. All right. I didn't get any questions. Thank you all for being here. If you want to be with Christ, be at peace, and remember, those who passed away, it's over for them. It's not over for you. But those who are still alive. Grieve about those who passed away. Process it. Be motivated. And make it worth it in the long run. Be at peace.